asked my son to help me. He's really engrossed in his cell phone. We're trying to do a walk around video on this new H1 Hummer I bought. Connor, let's go. Come on, man. Let's check out the ground clearance. Heckerwood. Go!
Definitely enough ground clearance. Now let's shoot this video.
All right, welcome back to Broncos and Parts Garage. We loaded up this 95 H1 Hummer. I got my F250. It really squatted this thing. I guess these things weigh, I don't know, 7,000 or 8,000 pounds. Let's take a look, Connor. Got my son filming today. It really squatted my trailer down. I'm gonna let Connor walk around the truck, show you a look, and then we'll get this thing unloaded. Okay, we showed you a brief glimpse walking around this thing while it's on the trailer. We're gonna get it down in a few minutes. This is gonna be a multi-part series. Today we're just getting it off the truck. We'll probably show you the interior. So we're gonna go over daily driving this thing, the maintenance involved, its off-road capabilities, basically the cost, the upkeep, and then we're gonna get into sound deadening it and make it a little bit more comfortable to ride. Then I'm gonna explain to you about some of the upgrades and accessories that are already on the truck. Let's get this thing unloaded. Fire it up, let's get her done. Straight back, bud. Okay guys, it's Chris from Broncos Parts Garage. Besides Broncos, Mustangs, and Grand Nationals, which you've seen on my channel, owning an H1 Hummer has been a dream of mine. I finally got one. There is a big difference between the Humvees, the military ones you see on GovPlanet and on Marketplace, and the H1 civilian version that GM made. I'm not a factual expert. I'm just gonna show you what I think is cool on the truck. If I miss something, please put something in the comment section or email me. All my contact information will be in the description below. Again, the military versions, we can't even plate them in Michigan. I know there's some loopholes, but we can't plate them. They have to be off-road only, and that's with a lot of states in our union here. So let's get started here. On the front, it's got a Magnum off-road, what they call a D-link push bar. These are the links right here that go right down to the frame. This is how they drop them out of helicopters in the military. They did keep it on the civilian version. I think it's kind of neat. This actually unhinges. We'll show this in another video when we do some maintenance work on it. But this'll unhinge. Come around here, Con. It'll pivot forward. Then you lift the hood up, okay? It has the winch bumper. I do not have the winch. That did not come with it. I'm gonna be upgrading these headlights to some halo LEDs. They're not too bright. The hood is made out of fiberglass. The body of the truck is actually made out of aluminum, and the wagon top is made out of steel. It's actually two pieces. I did not know that when I bought it. I've got to do a little bit of repair on the top of that as well. Around the side, it's got 35-inch tires. It's got the central tire inflation system down here. I guess these are prone to leak. When I bought it, these were disconnected. They're quick release. Again, you can air up the tires, let them down if you're stuck in dirt. You can air the tires down, get out of sand. You don't have to get out of the car. There's actually an air compressor right inside here. I'll open up the hood in a few minutes. It's got rock sliders built in. Again, the top is steel. You can see some rust and some damage. That's what I'm going to be repairing. These doors are made out of steel as well. Take a look inside. Very Spartan gauges, guys. You can see some General Motors stuff off the shelf. The military Hummer doesn't have these type of seats. It has just a thin foam pad. I don't even think they have power windows or locks. Nothing's bulletproof in here yet. And by bulletproof, I mean like guns, which I'd like to do. That'd kind of be a goal of mine. But you can see the engine comes way into the engine bay. It is loud. This thing is powered. Let's go around the second door. This thing is powered by a 6.5 liter diesel engine. This was upgraded to a Peninsular P400 6.5 liter with a center mounted turbo. So it actually will cruise at 80 miles an hour fairly well. Back up for a second. I'm gonna get in here. I'm 6'4", about 250 pounds, 280. And when I'm in here, it's cramped, boys. My head kind of doesn't even touch the top with my hair. I sit fine in the front seat, but back here, smaller statured people or women. Let me get out. If I can get out of this thing. Ugh. Got my safety sandals on. My son said I'd look more badass if I had boots on, but you know, what are you gonna do? Again, opera windows on the side. This is steel. There's a gasket here that was painted. The exhaust, everything is up high on this thing. It can go through 36 inches of water, I was told, even more. I think Cletus McFarlane, his YouTube channel, they drove it like underwater, wearing a scuba suit or something, and he drove it through like 20 feet of water with a giant snorkel sticking out the top. These windows do open and close. The back doors, these wagon doors or Dutch doors, open up. I think this is really cool. And again, not a lot of space for this massive vehicle, but you got to remember the entire drive line, as you saw in the video, is up inside the vehicle, we'll call it. There's no drive shafts, they're portal axles. So, you know, you got your wheel wells. It came with this very cool Hummer box. This vehicle was also upgraded with a modern higher power air conditioning unit and fan system. I guess there were some upgrades to the years. Again, I'm learning. If I say something wrong, again, correct me. Let's walk our way around the back side here. And again, coming in on the side, take a look at the, you know, when you step down, kind of like the old Corvettes, you have that big drop in right here. Very limited insulation on the inside of these, a flat windshield, flat glass. Again, this one gets up and goes about, you can cruise at 80 miles an hour with cruise control on. It's cool. It's kind of difficult to drive only because it's super wide. You're not going through drive-throughs at Wendy's or McDonald's without demolishing everything in the parking lot, getting through there. My son and I were playing with it today. I do have a luggage rack that goes on top, and it's literally 8 feet by, I don't know, 10 or 12 feet. It's massive. We're gonna be reinstalling that. Let's pop the hood. I'll pull these D-links off and you can take a look. It's got about a 1 foot snorkel on top right here. This is the air intake. Let me get this off. And again, I'll go into more depth as I get as I learn more about it. But right now I'm just gonna kind of show you. And I'm really excited because again, I've always wanted one of these. So you pull this thing off. This probably weighs a couple 100 pounds. That sits down, and then very similar to a Jeep. Well, I got a Jeep, but I guess it's not that similar, but or a semi-truck, you unhasp that. I gotta go in here and pull, there's a release lever. Pull that, and then you can lift this bonnet up. Let's take a look inside there. The radiator, transcooler, and your AC condenser is all up on an angle, so you can, as I said, go through the water. 36 inches. If you take a look at the axles, yeah, I don't know if you can get a good view. Can you see that? Just keep going. Okay. Massive coil springs. I mean, they're probably that big around. The portal axles, what that means is there's a shaft that comes out of the transmission. It goes to a gearbox, to another gearbox down lower. That way they can keep all the rotating components up higher. You can't even see the drive shaft. Everything is up high in this vehicle. It's really incredible. This is the central inflation system, so it's a massive air compressor under the hood. you can't really see much of the motor, as you know, here's the edge of the valve cover, so it goes into the car. It's very loud. Let's go to the other side. I still haven't figured out what this is. If anyone knows, let me know. Those are your turn signals, headlight, but I don't know what that is. There's no light in there. Air cleaner assembly is absolutely massive. A couple batteries, splash guard. I'm gonna go in here and detail this. I'm also gonna work on these lights. I don't know what type of light bar these are. If you work for Rigid or you want to sponsor the channel, send me a light bar, I'll put it in. This one, okay, this was installed by Predator. I guess they're a huge outfitter for these Humvee vehicles, and I'll be contacting them as well to get some more information. I'm gonna get inside. We're gonna shut the camera off right now. I'm gonna have my son get inside, I'll get inside, and we'll just take it for a drive down the road. All right, now it's where I become a contortionist and get my 6-foot frame in here. Get up in here. All right, we're in. All right, as you can see, it's probably about 7 feet wide. I'm reaching out. I can't even probably get halfway over there. There's some Mickey Mouse cup holders here that we need to go through and change. They do make an Alpha Hummer H1. Those are the ones that go from 150 to 200,000. You can actually buy the kits to turn this into an Alpha. I guess right now it's just a beta. But let's get the key in here. It's gonna get loud, so if you can't hear me, sorry about that. It does have a modern radio, tachometer, all your normal gauges, a tiny little steering wheel, but the turning ratio is like a go-kart. And believe it or not, this thing floats down the road on those coils. It's really interesting. There's almost zero visibility up the back. I am gonna get a backup camera and probably a system of monitors either mounted here just to help out. So let's go. I gotta do a wait to start, just like a normal diesel. Let's back it up and take it for a spin. Be a lot of road noise. I'm gonna roll down some windows so we don't sweat to death. All right. And you should be able to hear the turbo spool up, I hope. Right now there's some squeaks, and I joined a forum online, and they said embrace the squeaks, but they bother me even in my Broncos. So I know my hood bumpers need to be adjusted. Uh-oh, we ran out of gas? No. The hood bumpers need to be replaced, excuse me. And you'll notice that jiggling as well as that giant push bar. I think the pins are too small, so that needs to be upgraded. You notice the wipers are mounted up top like a bus. Oh, we got some traffic here. Let's give this a second. Not too many creature comforts. If you notice, and take a look at this and then point back on, just Phillips screws hold this trim in. We're gonna get some, I guess, some vinyl matting, and we're gonna put it above this and try to do some sound deadening. But here we go. And let me know if you guys can hear the turbo spool up. I'll get on it right now. Kind of floats down the road, you know, for a vehicle this big. You notice the bonnet shaking a little bit. We're going to actually, again, replace those bumpers. Should stop that a little bit. I'm going to go in there and tighten and lube everything up. Gets a lot of looks, but it's amazing how compliant those coil springs are. There's someone flashing their brights, so I'm guessing there's a cop up there. Yep, and we're going to turn around because I don't have a plate on this yet. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. When they flash their brights around here, it usually means there's a cop, so we'll avoid that. That was a quick drive. Again, there were some cops down the end of the street. I don't want any problems. I have insurance. I just haven't got the plate for this thing yet. Again, I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to learn more about this. So again, please leave them. And the top comment, if it's a good question or it's something you want me to do to the truck or test out, the top comment I'll do in the next video. We're gonna do a whole bunch. I'm not gonna do a whistling diesel video, guys. I can't afford to destroy this truck. But by all means, Whistling Diesel, go ahead and keep destroying stuff. We love it. I'll do a couple drive-bys and we'll call it a day. The actual luggage rack, guys. This goes on top, and I don't know if you could see the magnitude. I'm 6'4". I mean, it is just massive. It goes on top. I don't want this to fall on me. I believe this one's made by Predator, and again, they're like a high-end maker of the rack. So it's 3 or 4 pieces with the crossbars. You unbolt. But what I'm going to do is probably take it apart. I'm gonna have a friend of mine powder coat it, or I'm gonna have it Line X or Rhino lined. Again, give me some input in the comment section. I can't imagine I'm ever gonna put anything up here unless I go to the Woodward Dream Cruise or to a tailgate where, I don't know, a couple sheets of plywood. I could put probably 10 people up here. It's you know, the wagon end of that truck is very strong, and this thing is pretty massive. So let's go back over to the truck. All right, that about wraps it up. Again, I can't believe how big that rack is. It's pretty neat. I can't wait for it to get back on the truck. As we drove it around, you've seen there's some primer on the truck. There is some rust damage on the roof. That's all gonna get fixed. I'm probably gonna document that. It's not gonna be a how-to video like my Bronco content, which I have not abandoned. This is just one of my dream vehicles. But we're gonna kind of show you the stages of how we get that fixed up. We are gonna soundproof this or do our best to do it. There's a lot of Hummer forums that I'm joining now and getting used to, you know, navigating through and learning about making these a little bit quieter, but man, they are raw. They're not supposed to be quiet. It's not a Maybach, although Maybach insulation, I guess, from Germany or Austria, somewhere is what they're putting in these to make them quiet. The alpha version of these that are like $150,000, $250,000. So again, like, share, subscribe, put something in the comment section, okay? If you put something in there, a task or something, or you want to see something or want me to do something, as long as it's not crazy, I'll do it. The top comment will do. But again, it's a lot of fun. We're gonna make a lot of videos. We're gonna go through driving this daily, driving out and about, seeing who waves at us, you know, seeing what kind of attention we can get. But we're not gonna be attention whores about it. Maybe a little. We're gonna clean it up, sound deadening. We're gonna put a killer stereo system in there. Again, I like the diesel chatter, but man, I do wanna hear some beats. All the Bronco trucks we part out, I've got just a cabinet full of radios, subwoofers, amplifiers. So we're gonna get this thing dialed up real good. But again, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.